The enigmatic case of the Yorkshire Ripper. Today, we're diving into a story that sent chills through England, the infamous Yorkshire Ripper case. This isn't just a tale of horror, it's a chapter of history that left its mark on crime, law enforcement, and the public psyche. To understand the Yorkshire Ripper, we need to rewind a bit to the 1970s. England was swirling in a mix of political upheaval, social change, and economic struggles. Against this backdrop, crime rates were rising, and fear was palpable. The newspapers were ripe with sensational headlines that often spun the narratives to grab more eyeballs. It was a perfect storm, setting the stage for one of the most notorious serial killers in British history. The timeline of crimes. The story kicks off in 1975 with the first known attacks, claiming the lives of vulnerable women in Leeds and surrounding areas. By the end of the decade, the Ripper had struck roughly 13 times, leaving a community paralyzed with fear. Victims were often attacked in dark, secluded areas, raising questions about safety that echoed through the nation. Amidst the horror, each incident drew police attention, but the killer remained elusive. The frenzy around the case fueled public panic, making every shadow seem potentially sinister as the Ripper was on the loose. The investigation. The police launched Operation Ripper, a massive and complex manhunt that involved thousands of interviews and tips. Their early struggle with lack of viable leads highlighted how challenging profiling and criminal psychology can be in real-life scenarios. The media was right there alongside, fueling theories and speculation. It's fascinating but also a bit frustrating to think how the sensationalism sometimes overshadowed the facts. The whole event raised questions about how media influences public perception during criminal investigations. Arrest and trial. Things took a turn in January 1981 when Peter Sutcliffe, a truck driver, was apprehended during a routine police stop for driving without proper documentation. Dive into the court proceedings, and you've got a mix of dread and disbelief. Sutcliffe was found guilty of murdering 13 women, and claimed he was on a divine mission to kill. His trial was a media spectacle, showcasing how public sentiment can shift towards anger and fear. Ultimately, Sutcliffe was sentenced to life in prison, a bittersweet resolution for a scarred community. Impact of the Yorkshire Ripper case. The repercussions of the Yorkshire Ripper case were enormous. Not only did it lead to shifts in police procedures and strategies regarding serial offenses, but it also sparked conversations about women's safety on the streets. Statistically, crime against women saw an uptick in reporting, with public awareness skyrocketing. Sutcliffe's story has shaped discussions around criminal psychology and victim advocacy, defining protocols that inform modern approaches to enhancing female safety. As we wrap up, the legacy of the Yorkshire Ripper is one of a haunting past that echoes in our present. It's crucial to remember these events, not just as terrifying anecdotes but as lessons that influence ongoing conversations about justice and safety today.